Now, last episode, I made an RV, well, remastered an RV that allowed me to essentially sell things from wherever. Now, so far, there hasn't really been any sells, but that's because really nobody's been on the last few days. But you know what? I have a rather big plan, a big idea for today. Well, that was kind of sparked by, all of those packages that I received last episode. You know what? Before we get to talking about this more, I should probably do a thing where I shrink down and I hop over here into the basin and yeah, don't look. I've got to change. And that is more like it. I tell you, it is surprising how good these mushrooms are at just weird random tasks. Oh no, it does seem I am still slightly radiated. Oh no. I'm sure that's perfectly normal and fine. Yeah, but anyways, the bridge that I built last episode, well, while I was doing the bridge, I received a package donation. Well, the premium subscription, that is.
And premium membership delivery has been made. I'm glad to say you are now in possession of 2,000 individually wrapped bread in your base.
Oh my god. And that really got me thinking, why did we not receive a rare package out of all of those packages that dropped? Yeah, and out of all of that, not a single rare package?
Let me walk through and see if I can see any. I don't think I see any packages down here.
I'm starting to believe rare packages are
I'm just gonna shuffle
actually...
through and see if I see. I don't think I see any of them. No, I've been trying to know. I can't really. I'm just gonna. Nope. No. I mean, I'm looking.
And this got me thinking even more. Can we farm rare packages? And so this got me thinking even further. If we can filter packages, we can definitely farm them. And we can actually pull in any of these rare packages. Notice they all say rare package on them, specifically rare package, where these are just cardboard packages. And by the way, there are a ton of different rare packages that exist. Like not only the ones that we see here in EMI, but there's actually some hidden ones that create ads. The way that we can see those is by taking any of these packages, hitting U or right-clicking on them, and selecting the tags. And this is where we can see every single rare package that exists in the mod pack. Here inside of an attribute filter, I should be able to drag one of these rare packages in here and potentially search in some way. I've got to figure this out. Maybe if we add a regular package in here, you notice it just says anything right here. It just says cannot stack, is tagged, tagged with item, all of these different things. But there's gotta be a way. And you know what? After some extensive testing, I think I figured out a solution for this. And this is quite interesting how we're going to be able to do this, but I wanted to make sure that it was possible to be done inside of a survival world. So here I am in a creative world testing things out. So what I managed to do was spawn in a rare package that has contents in it. And to be able to do this, well, you're going to need a command that is much like this, where you have the create package or rare package that we're adding some component data to that is specific to create itself, and then we're defining the things that are the components that are within that item. And then I'm essentially spawning it in. And so we have this package right here with 16 cogwheels in it, and then I have that compared with an actually created package that had 16 cogwheels in it. And so what I needed to do to verify that this was going to work was create a list filter. And here's my idea. Inside of a list filter, we'll have respect data turned on to make sure that it respects the specific package that we have and make sure that it also respects the items that are inside. And we set this to an allow list. What this should do, if I place this item in here, it is going to specifically look for this cardboard when it's in a container. And the cool thing is with that inside the filter list, if I was to place a rare package, it goes, hey, look, this isn't the correct package. But if I place the cardboard package in, notice this goes in. And another cool thing that we can do is we can test until we get all 4 different base variants of regular packages. To do this in our regular world, we'll have to keep adding items to our packages until we get all 4 different height variants. And once we have this, well, I think we can create an effective list. With all of the different sizes, which takes very little time whatsoever, we'll set an allow a respect data, and then this is going to be the filter that we are going to use across all of our setups in a farm that is going to farm shiny packages. And ultimately, what it's going to do is it's going to allow us to have something that pulls packages out of here, and then we can also create a deny list to allow them to be piped elsewhere. So this is going to be quite the setup. But I think this one filter right here is going to be the key to everything, because this is 100% obtainable in survival in base create. Again, just to show exactly how this functions, if I clear this out and I use this specific list filter and I place this in here, what we're going to notice is I have this package currently right here. And with that filtered in and I place this in, it doesn't go anywhere. But what we will notice is if I place any of those other packages, they actually get sent along, allowing us to create a package loop. Now for the hard part, where am I going to place this package looping thing that I still have yet to design? This might actually be a good place for it. Right on top of here, we can create some sort of interesting looking contraption. But designing a contraption, well, I've only done it in my head. I haven't actually placed it into the world, so I still don't 100% know how possible this is going to be. For initial planning for this, well, package rare sorter, package shiny sorter? Yeah, this is definitely a package shiny. It's a rare package sorter. That's exactly what we're making. We are going to need to have this as the center point for the vault. But I've got to build from where things are going to go and build backwards as per normal with Create. The reason I do this, as I always like to explain, is so that way we know we have enough room as we continue to build backwards. So ultimately, I want a receiving container, which is going to store our rare packages, to be right here. And I can extend this forward as needed or even extend it backwards as needed. We'll get to that point later, but we need to know that we're going to have two separate belt lines that run here. And so if we have a vault that extends, well, 1, 2, 3 out here, we'll know that we can technically have a belt that at least goes this far. And we are definitely going to need a belt for this, as we are going to be sending packages and we're going to need to filter them. And this is going to be one of the best ways to filter them, by using brass tunnels. Something like this, we're going to have the regular size vault, which is going to be 9 blocks long. Then the idea is to pull items from the vault. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot a package, and then we're going to have a packager that is going to pull from a smart chute. And then on top of the smart chute, we are going to have our vault. So this is how this is going to work. We're going to place items in the vault, and the goal is to loop packages around. Now, of course, the packager itself, well, that is going to need to be facing into the actual chute. And this is where I get to define only pull one item out at a time. And this pulling package idea actually came from Silent, who I watched was working on a project, and he actually pulled out one package from within this chute. And I was like, that is a fantastic way of setting very specific item limitations. So far, this farm has been influenced by two people. You've got Kev with his package dispenser, and then we also have Silent with, well, this method for getting one item into a package. Now, another thing that I was inspired by was when we were cleaning up packages, I realized that water can actually destroy packages. And so what I have planned to do is to take a vault, much like this, and we can extend it to its max size. And then up top, I can have some chutes. And then on top of the chutes, we can place water. But the hard part is we gotta get the items from here all the way up there. And now, while I would love to use SU to be able to farm and be able to do this and move things up quickly by using like, I don't know, flingers and all kinds of other fun stuff, I am currently running out of SU, and it would cost me over 9,000 SU to use those special deployers. Well, their specific name would be weighted ejectors. So instead of doing that, I've had this genius idea. We could just send items directly onto a depot and then depot chain this all the way up to the top. So something like this, where we have a chain that starts here, we'll send it up to this one, into this one, all the way up. Packages will be routed all the way up here. And then we're gonna have water on top of these chutes, and then we can funnel the package directly into the water, which should instantly break it and thus will be collected by the chute. To make this chain functional, we are going to have to use all of the andesite funnels, making sure they are targeting in here, going back and forth, just like so. Now, if you are building this yourself, definitely make sure to do the funnels on each layer, because otherwise it's going to get kind of cramped if you don't. Now, instead of these being depots at the top, I think this would also be a lot cooler because this would just sort of fling the package completely out, and it would eliminate the need for us to have any sort of funnel leading out. So item drains, yes, we can actually put items directly onto it, and we'll actually see that happen. If I drop this here, it goes and gets thrown like right into the center, which is exactly where we need it to go. To get the water in here, because everything is water loggable, yeah, I'm just going to set it like this, where I place down some trapdoors and I get those trapdoors waterlogged, and now we have water in here. Now for the core mechanic of this entire system, getting all of these smart chutes placed in and making sure that these smart chutes are set to one item only. Just got to click the filter, drag it to exactly one for every single one of these. Or possibly right-clicking this with one and then pasting. Yeah, I can actually just paste to all of them. Then I need a packager that is facing into the bottom of this. This is, for one, going to prevent items from coming out of the chutes, but it is also what's going to allow us to generate these packages. Then to move the package directly out, we are going to utilize some chutes to transfer the package directly onto the brass tunnel. And this is one beautiful monstrosity. Now I just need to make a package generator, and I think the way that I want to filter this all out is by using a single cobblestone. So we're gonna have one cobblestone that goes inside of these packages, and same for this, right? Just one cobblestone, that's what I'm going to feed it with. So this means that our filter needs to be set up in a very specific way, and let's go ahead and get this started. So I'm going to turn this on, and this is how I'm going to generate these packages, placing it one at a time, and then we need to farm until we get one package of each base package type. By the way, those package types are all 4 of these different variants. And I guess a simple way to do this would just be to place our backpack here and then just continue placing in one at a time until we get them all. And beautiful, this is how many it actually took to get them. So I need to take all of these out of here, and I'm going to leave them in the order that they are presented over here in EMI. And I'm going to plop into my list filter and place them by shift right clicking one at a time to place them all in. They're all listed with one cobblestone. And then we want to set this to an allow filter for right now and make sure that respect data is triggered on. This is where I should have technically probably placed in the filters before placing in this side, but we do have the ability to shrink down in our beautiful little pack here. So plopping down in here is not that difficult. And all I've got to do is click this onto it to set its filter. Now, I don't remember, can we actually copy the settings from this by right clicking and then right clicking to paste? Okay, so we may actually need the filters to paste in, but look at this. So because we've done it this way, we have 13 in here. If I pull this out, it is automatically recopied that list in exact filter. So long as you have the filters on you, this should be doable. Now I've got them pasted over here, and I want to paste them all to every single side, just like this. And believe it or not, I also want to paste them onto this side. But after I have now pasted them in, what I want is to pull them back out and swap this to a deny list. So by doing this, it will prevent any of those packages from coming out of here, because the only ones we want are ones that aren't these specific packages, and which should be our rare shiny packages. Or at least in theory. It's only going to be proven once we actually get a rare package. Before we kick this on, I definitely got to get some rotational energy to this. So the way I'm going to do that is by using a chain conveyor, and we can link this up to our existing rotational energy all the way over here by simply clicking that in. And this should get the belt spinning in the correct direction. Let's go ahead and place a gearbox. Yes, I want it going in this direction here. And so the rest is just simply adding in a shaft. So we've just got to connect a shaft like that, and both sides are ready to go. Now, I honestly don't know why, but I am very nervous about this setup. I'm really hoping that this does function, and I didn't just create something that loops for no reason. I'll never find out if it works until I, actually start it up. So let's go ahead and drop these into here. This is going to power the packagers, and notice it doesn't power anything else. This is also reminiscent to the design that Kev ended up using in powering the packagers. And so this now, ideally, as soon as I put Gobble in it, should start generating the packages and filtering them. Oh boy. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dump in to this vault all of this cobble. I'm going to put 9 stacks inside here. They should all trigger, and then we should see packages going up, being dropped in, and being turned into cobble. Oh boy, I am going to have to increase the height here to make sure we don't get cobble stacked up like that. But this is technically doing the thing. Oh boy. Also, I'm thinking to keep the glass in place here, or to keep the cobble from spewing out, I can place in these panels, and I think we only need to place them this height, which should be just fine. I think that is going to be more than fine. Now, I am absolutely flabbergasted by this machine. This thing is so satisfying to watch work. You can see all of the little packages just being flung off into big packages, then being funneled down, and all of the items being pulled into chutes. This is kind of ridiculous. But here's the thing. I still have yet to get a rare package, but that's understandable. This generates about 18 packages per operation, and so it would have to take 4,000 packages to potentially get one. That's right, because at least according to all of the wiki information and stuff, it is 4,000 to 1. That is the chance of you getting any rare package. Of course, we have to wait until I get a rare package, right? Before I know that it is actually working. And I have actually got my first rare package. Right there, we have a yellow rare package. It's working. This thing actually works. My first shiny package. This is absolutely amazing. We now have a decoration piece, and I also now have the potential to farm every single one of them. My mind is honestly blown. I've already gotten another rare package out of here, and so yes, this is already farming them. I mean, this is an adorable package. Look at, oh, this is going to be so good. I cannot wait. And we can just store them back in here. And by the way, this should be able to hold quite a few packages. They take up a single block space. So in theory, this package, or this vault right here, should hold 20 times however many blocks we have in here. So yeah, it's a 3x3x3, so 540 packages. Yeah. Okay, so now I have these packages, but I did see that there might be a way to reprint those particular patterns onto other packages. Now, what I am going to need is dye fluid. So I'm going to have to toss this down into here, let this make some black dye. Then we can place in a depot, use a printer from Enchantment Industries, and then place onto here a fluid hatch so I can fill this with some black dye. And then we can take our rare package and place it into the item filter. Okay. And then just take any random package, and it can remake them? That is amazing. I just think I have discovered my new business strategy. I don't really think you guys understand how excited I am about discovering this. This changes everything for me. Not only do I have the ability to collect all of the individual rare packages, I have the ability now to recreate and make more of them. And we can potentially have a ton of different printers all ready to go to be able to make as many of these decorative packages as we want. Honestly, my mind is just, it's absolutely blown at the moment. Like, this is awesome. And I know you may be wondering, Chosen, like, what would you even use these, like, how would you decorate with these? Well, one way could be by placing them onto a depot, for example, like this. And then every time you place it on here, it kind of moves in a different way. So yeah, you can have them oriented in certain positions. I mean, we can hold this item too. So something like an armor stand, we could potentially make the arms visible by shift right clicking onto the armor stand, make it visible, and then place it into the armor stand, giving us the ability to literally customize this item in so many different ways because we can make the armor stands invisible. Meaning we can scale this up. We can make these things quite large. Oh man, yeah, the decoration potential is pretty endless here. Let's also not forget that any moving machine that we have, we could potentially put a pet on it because, yes, packages get displayed exactly as they are on depots that are on contraptions. There's so many cool things that we can do with these packages, but I think the big thing is going to be just simply farming these packages so that way we can make a printing redistribution center or even sell access to a way that all of our server mates can just place a package on and then it just make that special package that they want. There's so many different ways that we could set up a shop like this, but I would really love to hear from you down in the comments below. How should I handle a shop like this? Because there's got to be some fun packages, much like this one right here, which is one of my favorite rare packages. Like there's got to be more like this that people could use in their own projects. I am just so excited that I actually got my first rare package through all of my time playing Create. That's my first one. Well, I mean, to be perfectly fair, I probably have generated quite a few rare packages, but I never would have known because, I mean, they're being used for things. Now, I hope my walkthrough on how to put this together was quite easy to understand, but if you are struggling with it or you want a quick way to just put this up, well, I am going to be publishing the schematic for this over on my Discord for supporters. This is actually going to be the first supporter schematic that I have actually released because all of my other schematics have been open to the public, and I still plan on publishing several to the public, but there are going to be some that are going to be supporter only. For example, the mall, I'm also going to be publishing the dirt monstrosity in its full, like the actual builds itself, and several of my other builds are also going to be included over there. So these are going to be rather large, fully fleshed out builds that are going to be to subscribers only. Just to say thank you to all that do actually support me. Thank you so very much. It does mean the world to me, more than you could ever imagine. It's honestly what allows me to rely more so on making good content than making content that is, well, following the algorithm. So again, thanks to all of my supporters, and I hope you enjoy this schematic. Now with the rare package generator, I have all of this area to start working on because with this setup, I'm going to need a rather large printing area. But for that printing area, I'm going to need some developed land, which means that the renovation of this space is probably going to happen very soon. And that, my friends, is going to be a very large project that is going to be very time consuming because while this doesn't look like a whole lot, this is a massive place that is going to have to be renovated, potentially with cart contraptions and all kinds of other fun things. Because believe it or not, my area not only encapsulates this mountain, but technically this entire plains area also. As this area might be the first place where we actually start to dabble with, well, regular trains. And trains do need a lot of space, and so this is going to work out perfect. Okay, enough dreaming. It's time for me to get back to the things I actually need to work on. Like, for example, this beautiful engine, package engine. It kind of looks like an engine, to be perfectly honest. But this right here, I would love to have some shutoffs and also access to the items inside. And if you didn't know, you can actually pull packages directly out with the same system that we use for everything else. So, for example, I can have a packager that is up here that pulls packages out without changing them in any way, which is fantastic because I just want to drop this down into a barrel. But then we also need a way to get packages back into the system. Well, this is actually really easy to do also because all you need is an andesite funnel and make sure that that is sending in just like that, and packages get scooped up and sent in. So we can just have a chute and then have a barrel to send these fancy packages back into the system. And so you almost get this exact reverse effect that we have on our other system. And to see the packages inside, we have ourselves a stock link, and then we can link this to a stock ticker, and then we just need to place a blaze burner or a mob in front of it, and then we can access all of the rare packages that we've generated so far. And for example, I can say, I want one of these creeper rare packages, so I can pull that out, and looky there, I have a creeper red package now, or rare package now. Look at that. Then if I want to put it back in, I just drop that. It gets dropped right out, and there we go. But I did notice that when we do this, it does change it a little bit because it is no longer stacked with the original item. And I think that's primarily due to this technically having a address when it was requested, because you can see the arrow here, but there isn't an address actually defined, where these right here that are generated, they don't have an address at all. But if we didn't do it this way, we would have no way at all of accessing or pulling them out individually. We'd have to dump them all out onto the ground, and I just don't think that's reasonable. The big thing with this though is just being able to see them. I mean, that's kind of what I really want, just to make sure that I'm getting all of them. After looking at all of the rare packages and looking at all of this, I think actually we have generated at least one of every single package, I believe. No, I think the only rare package I haven't actually received for some reason is the blue package. We just haven't gotten a rare blue package out of this entire list. So almost all of them, which is kind of bonkers. Okay, so I still have one more problem to solve. Once I do receive all of them, I probably want to put this in stopping mode, and I want to be able to shut it off. So I am going to need some redstone to be able to do that. Thinking about shutting it off right here at the funnel source. So I am going to need to shrink down because I need to fit into this tiny space for this. Yes. So placing this is going to power it, but if I put this in receive mode, well, we shouldn't encounter that problem because it won't be powered. It's going to be in its own state. And we are going to need something to filter this. So I'm going to use my tool and I'm going to use the package. Yes, the rare package on here. Makes total sense to be able to do this. And then I'm going to make sure to copy these settings because I am going to have to paste these along. And so I'll take all of these and set them like so. And then I think if I copy from here and paste, it doesn't paste the transmit signal. So I do have to swap all of these to receive mode. Okay, just like this. All of them I think are in receive mode. Perfect. And then I can paste into all of these. Now the goal is that I can put this on the wall somewhere. So I can say right here will be our sender. I'll make sure to put the settings in and then we'll have a lever. And that should shut the entire package system off because no longer, yeah, look at that. No longer will Cobble be allowed into the actual chute, which is pulling all the packages. And this is some beautiful automation. But I think with this, I now have myself the rare package generating farm, and rare packages I think are no longer going to be rare anymore after this farm gets released. But anyways, if you did learn something new and you enjoyed today's video, be sure to click that subscribe button, of course, if you haven't already, and give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. And also leave a comment down below. Are you going to use this farm in your own world? I would love to hear from you down in the comments below. And now, without further ado, it's time for me to thank the amazing supporter of today's episode. And that amazing thanks is going to go out to Smule Mule. Thank you so much for your amazing support and choosing to support me over on the Discord by becoming a Discord premium member and supporting my content in one of the best ways possible. And guys, I look forward to seeing you all in the next adventure. And as always, thanks for watching.